Well, I want to welcome everyone here this morning. I know it's early, and thank you for actually getting up and getting out here. This is a pretty monumental event. We're all so excited that everyone's come, and I was so excited that I actually lost my little talk, so I'm going to be reading it from my computer, so forgive me. I'm Elizabeth Stevens. I'm the chair of the art department, and this particular event is being hosted by the art department and by Porter College. And so I'd like to start out with thank yous, first of all. I'd like to thank Mika Perks for letting us use Kresge, this fabulous space, and giving that last-minute introduction. That was perfect. I also have to thank Porter College, because Porter College gave us quite a nice chunk of change to actually fund a lot of our activities. And then I really want to thank all of the organizers of this event. And that would, that just includes a huge shout out to Shelby Graham and Lindsay Kelly. And I would just like to applaud them right now, They totally have worked above and beyond what anyone would ever expect from normal graduate students or normal staff members. And then I'd like to go on to thank E.G. Crichton, Allegra Fortunati, Claire Haggerty, Dee Hibbert-Jones, my co-producer, Natalie Lovelace, Jamie McMurray, Heather Melke, Lisette Oliveros, Susan O'Malley, Catherine Suslov, who had a really great VPS panel last night. I don't know how many of you got to see it, but it was an incredible series of discussions between Larry Rinder and Judith Rodenbeck. Jane Sullivan, who's doing the film festival downtown, which I hope some of you get to enjoy some of the films that are down there. Nomi Talisman and Bill Baskin and Grant Wilson, who are doing the guerrilla drive-by film things on the street. And so I'd like to just give all of these people a hand also, because they've all worked really, really, really hard. And then what's a conference without thanking your sponsors? We need to really thank Porter College, the Arts Research Institute, the Committee on Teaching, the Dean's Fund for Excellence, the Mary Porter Cessnon Gallery, the Museum Without Walls, the Center for Art and Visual Studies Planning, Shakespeare Santa Cruz, the Vice Chancellor of Research, Visual and Performance Studies. All of these groups have given us funding and money to make this possible. And it's been just an incredible process, just putting this together, just financially, because Santa Cruz is not, it is not a cheap place to work or to put people up in hotels or all the millions of things that we're trying to do to make, everyone comfortable and everyone feel welcome. That's one of our real goals here, is to just really welcome a lot of people from other places. I'd also like to say that we've had this collaborative sponsorship with 3 galleries that are involved in this whole thing. One of them is the Lab in San Francisco. Another one is the San Jose Institute of Contemporary Art, and Susan O'Malley's actually here today from the ICA. Susan, you want to stand up? Let's wave. Is anyone here from the Lab? I know E.G. and Dee helped curate that, or any of the other curators here? Okay, well they will be. Is Heather here? Okay, well Heather, we'll just clap for Heather anyhow. And then again, Shelby Graham, and I also want to mention Leslie Fellows. Those two just make the Cessnon do incredible things on very low budget. So let's just give them a hand again. So I just wanted to give you just a tiny bit of, history about how this kind of came about. And I'll be really quick because we want to get on to this great panel that we're having. But, I was sitting at my kitchen table very, very early this morning, and I'm thinking, what am I going to say, And I thought, well, why don't I say something about why this is happening now at UC Santa Cruz? And part of my thinking around this, and I mentioned this briefly last night at the VPS seminar, is that in 1968, Bob Watts, who was a Fluxus artist, got a big Carnegie grant. And as part of that Carnegie grant, he came out to California, and he started this college called the College of Creativity, which was a Fluxus college. And I don't know how many of you know about Fluxus art, but it's an art movement. We'll just leave it at that. But anyhow, There are too many art historians in the audience for me to go further. But anyhow, so Bob Watts comes out, and he brings George Machunas, James Lee Bayers, Alan Capral, tons of Fluxus artists come out here, and they're here in California and working in Santa Cruz for a year, and not many people know about this history. But they did all of these crazy parades and, wild art happenings, and I mean, it was really an interventionist event, all in itself, happening right here at UC Santa Cruz. And I knew about that because my professor from Rutgers, Jeffrey Hendricks, who's also other people's professors in this room, he, brought this history to attention in a book that he's written about Fluxus art, which was, they had a big show at Rutgers. And what's also interesting about this place right now is that there are several people here from Rutgers, myself, Jennifer Parker, Tina Takemoto's here with us, Angela Ellsworth's here with us, and actually the Executive Vice Chancellor, David Klieger, is a Rutgers person, although he's not a Fluxus artist. But he might be after this is all over. So there are these things that are sort of coming together. And of course, San Francisco has a rich and fabulous history of activist art and performance art and film. And, this is just an area where it's kind of a no-brainer that this should really happen here. So that's one of the reasons that I did it. Another reason is that I feel that we're living in very strange times now. Politically, economically, socially, spiritually, there are a lot of things going on that are very troublesome. And I feel that we're at the brink of either making some things happen that are it's going to make our future be a future that we want children to go into, or things are going to happen in the world that is going to cause so much destruction and damage that, it could become a very bleak future. And probably it'll be a combination of those things. But I felt it was really important to call together a meeting of powerful artists. And in some ways, that's very much what this is. It's a coming together of several powerful artists. Of course, it's not all artists, but there are some people here that are incredible. And we have students here who have the potential to be incredible artists in the future. And part of what this conference or this festival or whatever you want to call it is, it's a place where young people can meet people who are established. Established people can come see their friends, It's a place where people can get together and have informal talks, and who knows what's going to come out of this. And I think that that's a really exciting thing, and I think that that's something that needs to happen now. And I think there's no better place in the world to do it than UC Santa Cruz, really, So another huge goal is to have fun. And like I said, to see old friends, to meet new ones, to get really drunk on the possibilities of the things that we can cook up here. And maybe out of that we might create a better world, because I actually believe that artists have the power to do that. I believe that artists have the power to impact, to mold, to create, a better world, and whatever better means to you. So, I just want to talk a couple minutes about my sort of goals for the future, and specifically here for UC Santa Cruz. I'm really interested in creating a place where artists can, come together and to create and to collaborate with each other, and to collaborate with students, and to collaborate with faculty and staff who are already here, And we're trying to put together a really vital visiting artist program. And I don't know if Matthew McGinnis is in the room, but he's one of our sort of visiting artists who's really kind of experimenting with the way that artists can come in from the outside, have these great ideas, but have to collaborate with the institution, which really means collaborating with a huge bureaucracy. And so, of course, right now we're having a little bit of a bumpy road in terms of our visiting artist collaborations. But I really believe that, what's going to come out of that is a program that's really powerful, and that it's going to cite UC Santa Cruz as a place where people are going to want to come visit. We're learning how to make opportunities for them that can actually empower them to do the work that they want to do. Again, our students get to see what's happening with people from outside of the system. The artists who are here are getting to see what's happening with people who are, in the world, working in the art world, and working in all different ways in the world. So this is one of the things that I really see for the future of this place. I would love to have more conferences like this, although probably on a smaller scale, because this has been pretty monumental to organize. And we're in the process of trying to put